This is a webinar on ThinkWave cloud-based school admin software. To follow along, go to the thinkwave.com homepage. Just to the left of the little sunflower in the middle of the page, there's a small link called Browse Demo. Just click on Demo, and it's going to take you to the admin view of ThinkWave school admin software. What I'll show you today is first the administrator view, then the teacher view, and then the student and parent view. ThinkWave is cloud-based, so it's usable on a PC, Mac, iPad, also the iPhone. It's a responsive layout, so changing the size of the browser window or changing the size of the viewing device will adjust the interface so you could use it on any of those devices. This is a dashboard. On the dashboard you could see a place for administrators to add messages. They could create messages for either all the students in the school or just groups of students in the school. Also, you could add attachments. You could see here there's Eagle JPEG. That's an attached file. And you could add multiple attached files to each blog post or message post. These messages are emailed out to students and parents either once a week or daily, depending on what the students and parents choose in their account setting. On the dashboard, the administrator could access previous years. Also, administrator could have multiple roles. Administrator could be an administrator and a teacher and a parent. Also, at the end of the year, there's an automatic roll forward function which lets you start the next year. You could uptick the students from 2nd to 3rd grade and 3rd grade to 4th grade and then graduate the students that aren't in your school anymore. At any time though, you could go to the dashboard and access the previous years. Now let's go to the Students tab. The Students tab is where all the student information is kept. You could upload a photo, and you could also add any custom field that you like, either for all students as shown up here or groups of students. So you could have a free-form field, or you could have a pull down with choices that you've created yourself. Also, there's the ability to upload files if you need immunization records or any other files that you keep for student records. Further, once the student logs in, the username that the student chose appears here, and then the parent username here. Also, administrators could log in and view what the parents and students see online by clicking under Visit Account Log, and I'll show you that later. You could also adjust grade levels and put the emails for the automatic email notifications. As well, you could see the classes that the student is enrolled in and the groups that the student is enrolled in. The Teachers tab is next. This is where you would put all the names of the teachers. You could also upload the photograph and upload any files associated with teachers. Teachers, once they log in, have a personal gradebook that is pre-populated with the names of the students in the classes. And as administrator, you could also visit the teacher's gradebook by clicking Login here, and I'll show you that later. Classes is next. Classes are similar to courses. They're interchangeable. There's a couple things I'd like to bring up here. One is that you could have multiple final grade scales for your school, and you could assign the grade scales by class. So kindergarten classes could have ES and U, and other classes, higher level classes, could have different grading scale. As well, if a teacher switches classes during the middle of the semester or leaves, you could reassign the gradebook to another teacher easily by just selecting another teacher in the pull down. The scheduling is flexible, so you could have the class meet on different periods during the week. And also, an important thing to note is graded skills. So for kindergarten classes or other classes, you could grade a class on multiple parameters, and those also print on report cards and transcripts. Final grades is the next tab. This is the heart of the software in the sense that it collects the grades and comments from multiple teachers and combines them together for one unified report. So you could generate a report card or transcript for each student. There's 3 levels of using the software. First is the teacher could keep all the assignments in the gradebook, and ThinkWave calculates the final grade and then transfers it to the administrator. Or the teacher could just enter in the override as the final grade in their gradebook if they don't want to use a gradebook, or further, the administrator could just put in the final grade as an override and also put the comment in the comment block. In any case, the grades will go to the report card or transcript. The comments are long. They could be up to 5,000 characters for both the overall grade and also for any graded skills. So you could see under Math B, for example, you could have a grade here coming from the teacher and also a long comment. And all those graded skills also go on the report card and transcript. As an administrator, you could also get all the grades for all the classes that a student has by clicking on the By Student sub-tab. There's also ability to edit credits if a student earns partial credits for a course. Those credits appear on the transcript and are summed together for an overall number of credits. The Attendance tab is next. The Attendance is a two-tiered system where the teacher takes attendance either for one period or multiple periods, and that period mark is then transformed to a day mark according to the rules you set in the Setup tab. And I'll show you the Setup tab later. So you could set it so if a teacher marks a student absent for first period, they're absent for the day, administrator could go in and override that if the student comes in tardy. Or you could set different rules where if a student is gone for a majority of the periods or the majority of the minutes of the day, then the day mark is absent or present or whatever you set up in the rules. The Reports tab is next. The report card is one of the reports I'll show you. You could generate the report card either on your letterhead by designated blank space on the top in inches, or you could upload your own logo to appear on the top left of the report. You could choose a single term report card or multi-term to include multiple terms. Also, you could change the layout, either portrait or landscape, change the report title if you want to generate a progress report. Since ThinkWave data is uploaded immediately as the teachers put in the grades, you could generate a progress report at any time. There's also a lot of customization options and different other areas that you could include. Attendance, any custom fields that I showed you earlier in the Students tab. You could print on report cards. You could print the value of, for example, semester or school-wide tests on the report card as well, and also put a legend that prints on the bottom or a signature line. All the reports are generated as PDFs, ready to print PDFs. They don't have any URLs on the top and bottom. They're cleanly formatted so you could print them directly once they're generated. This is a multi-term report card where the comments appear below the grades. If it's a single-term report card, the comments appear to the right of the grades. I'll show you a couple more reports. The Transcript Report, as I mentioned earlier, contains multiple years of a student's grades. The student ID connects the student data year to year, so once you set up the current year, you could roll back the grades to enter historical data, and when you roll the student forward, the student ID is copied, so you could generate a full student transcript at any time. The student transcript also generates as a ready-to-print PDF with your logo and the school address. As you could see, all the years that a student has been enrolled is included, and it includes the cumulative GPA and cumulative credits earned. Let's look at another report, the Student Summary Report. Since ThinkWave is always updated with data from all the teachers in your school, an administrator could get a good view of how a student's doing by generating the Student Summary Report, either by group or by particular student. You could get every single assignment grade that a student has, as well as the grades by assignment type and the overall grade that a student has. This is a good report to get an overall status of a student's progress, or if there's a parent meeting This report is always available for the administrators to look at. As you can see, all the classes are here, all the assignments and the results of the assignments are shown, and the grades by assignment type, and how much each assignment type is weighted. So the student, for example, has 85.82 on homework and 77.14 on projects, and all the assignments within those categories and results are shown. There are other reports that you could print out in the Reports tab, including login instruction sheets. If you don't want to email the instructions, you could print them out on paper. There's also a series of attendance reports, class schedule reports, and student summary reports, missing assignment reports. As well, you could print out gradebooks for all the teachers in your school to see standard grid-based gradebook for all the grades that a teacher has given a student. Now I'll show you some of the setup functionality. The administrators have the ability to set the final grade scales for the school, as I was showing earlier. You could add multiple grading scales. As you can see here, there's a kindergarten grading scale and pre-scholar. There's also non-calculated grades that you could assign a class in addition to calculated grades. There's the ability to round grades if you use percentage as a final grade, and also the minimum percent that you use to allow a student to get credits for a course. To edit the grading scales, you could simply click on one of the grades. It gives you the ability to actually change the grade to a number or any other grade that you want. Put in a description, decide its GPA value and its orange GPA value, and the minimum percent that's required to achieve that grade. There's other setup options. Graded skills are something you could attach to classes, especially lower level classes like kindergarten. You could add graded skills, and those could be graded, and those graded skills could be put on report cards and transcripts. There's a files area where you could see the files that teachers uploaded and you've uploaded, either as part of assignments or part of messages that are sent to students and parents. Grade levels could be added or changed. If you use it in a college level setting, you could change all the grade levels to be appropriate for your college level. Groups and custom fields are good for a couple reasons. One, you could organize the reports and generate reports just for those groups, or you could make custom fields that just apply to particular groups in the school. Also, some of these custom fields could be printed on report cards and transcripts. Terms and subterms are very flexible within ThinkWave. The one thing to remember is terms appear on transcript reports and subterms do not. But other than that, you could have overlapping terms. So if your school uses one term for the lower level students and another term for high schoolers, you could have both term structures within the software and just assign the classes to the different term structures. You could have multiple subterms, so you could have progress reports, progress periods that you could print out on report cards, and that's an area that's very flexible. You could actually change the subterm dates even once the semester is started. Periods are flexible too. You could change the start and end time of the periods, as well as add your own periods that you use for your school. If you have a period that covers a whole day, you could do that. If you have different day schedules, for example, for a minimum day, you could assign different periods to those minimum days, or you could shorten those periods and remove 5th and 6th period from the minimum day if you'd like. You could set holidays for certain days of the year, and those would eliminate those dates from taking attendance. The attendance area in the setup tab allows you to customize the marks, add attendance marks that you need and use for your school. And if you want to record minutes, you could do that. And if there's a ADA status where you get certain payments, whether a student is present or absent, you could set that here as well. The rules that I was mentioning earlier could be set up in the daily calculations. By default, they're set where one teacher mark for a period makes a student absent for the day, but those could be changed to number of periods if there's, say, more than 2 periods, or percentage of periods, or percentage of minutes to get a day mark. So those are very customizable. Online access is where you could invite parents and students and teachers to access their integrated gradebook and information. You could put their email and either print an invitation or email them automatically. There's also a way to email everybody at one time. The teachers and the parents and students get an email with a link and an embedded code. They just click on the link and then create a username and password. And then they go to thinkwave.com on the top right and click the login button to log in. So everybody has a view of only their own data. And I'll show you the teacher and the student parent view here in a couple minutes. There's ability to embargo final grades. If you want final grades showing up after a certain date, you could put the date there. There's ability to add additional administrators, so you could add as many administrators as you need for the school. There's ability to roll over the data either forward at the end of the year or back if this is the first year you're using ThinkWave. Also, there's an easy way to import student names. If you have an Excel file with student names, those could be imported into the ThinkWave system easily. As well, all attendance and grade and custom field data could be exported in comma separated value format, CSV format, which could be easily opened on your local computer in Excel. Now I'll show you the teacher gradebook and the gradebook view. The administrator could access the teacher's gradebook by going to the teachers tab and clicking on login on the bottom right. The teachers, of course, access their gradebook and only their gradebook through the login in thinkwave.com by clicking login on the top right, but administrators could get access to the teacher gradebook this way. The teachers have the ability to create messages for all the students that they teach and all the classes that they have under their purview. As well, they could upload attachments, syllabuses, or any general handouts as part of their messages. Teachers have a full gradebook functionality. Once they log in, all their students and classes are pre-populated. To create an assignment, the teachers click Add Assignment, have the name of the assignment, the type, date, the type of grade that's given. ThinkWave allows the teacher to have very flexible grading options. They could create their custom grade scales as well, but they could mix points, percent, letter grades, or create any sort of custom grade scale. There's also ability to attach a file to allow students to turn in assignments online. So when the students log in, there's a link that appears for them to upload this assignment back to the teacher so that it could save paper. And there's ability to create a description and add a web link that shows for the parents and students when they log in. The gradebook screen has multiple ways to enter grades. There's the standard grid type gradebook view, where teachers could type the grade directly into the grid or select a letter if it's a discrete grade like a A or B. There's also a by assignment view where the teacher could put in more detailed comments on each assignment as feedback for students. There's also a place where the turned in assignments for the students appear on the right column here. The Final Grades by Class tab is where the teachers could see the calculated percent and how it's converted into the school-wide scale. In the override, they could either enter a different percent, or they could actually enter the override grade. Those, once they're saved, convert to the final grade and go to the report card. As well, the area on the right here is where the teachers could put comment that appears both on the student and parent web views as well as a report card, and those comments could be up to 5,000 characters. The attendance screen from the teacher gradebook is straightforward. The teachers could take attendance at a designated period. Just mark a student absent or tardy. They don't have to mark a student with any mark if they're present. The software automatically assumes the student is present. They could put a comment in the minutes tardy, and that automatically goes to the administrator right away, so that quickly establishes the attendance at the start of the school day. The teachers have a series of reports as well, where they could print out their student summary and gradebook reports, as well as the missing assignment and weekly attendance reports. Those also generate as ready-to-print PDFs. In the setup, ThinkWave allows teachers to have a lot of flexibility in how they create their assignment types, how they create their grading options. They could add different custom assignment types here. The grading options allow them to set grading options as a default for all the classes in their gradebook, or they could drill in on a specific class and override those defaults by specific term or subterm. They could use assignment type weighting, where homework and projects and quizzes and tests are a certain percentage of the grade. Also, the term grade could be derived from a percentage of subterm grades, and those are calculated automatically. Now let's return to the administrator view by opening the pull down on the top right. This will bring you back to the administrator access. Now let's go back and look at the student parent view. In a similar fashion, the administrator could visit the student or parent account by clicking on Login on the bottom right. That will bring you to see what the students see when they log in. When the students log in, they see all the messages from their administrators and their teachers. They could download any attachments or syllabuses that are available with the messages. They also see the recent results. As well, it's not shown here, but they see upcoming assignments that are due in the next couple days. As well, they see attendance. Students could also look at previous years by clicking on the upper right pull down. They only see their student view. When they need detail about the assignments, they could get a detailed list by date, either with all sections or a specific class only. The upload link where students can turn in assignments online is shown here, so students could just click on the link and upload an assignment to turn into a teacher. As well, the teachers could attach files to their assignments so students can easily download them and work on homework at home or at school. The final grades for each of the classes and terms is available here. As well, the comments are shown. As I showed earlier, these final grades could be embargoed by the administrator, or they could be shown in real time as the terms progress. The parent view is similar to the student view. The parents just don't have the ability to upload assignments back to the teachers, but they also get the messages and upcoming assignment and recent results when they log in. Parents and students could also click on accounts, and they could adjust which dates they receive email updates, or they could set email updates for every day of the week. Let's go back to the administrator view. So this is an overview of the cloud-based ThinkWave school admin system. If you have any questions, please contact us. There's also the ability to start a 30-day trial which has all this functionality. As well, if you'd like to request a setup training session or a demo, please contact us as well. Thank you very much for your time.